Live, Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So, Meghan and Harry had quite the night. It started out very glamorous with a lot of acclaim. Meghan got an award, and it was a very glitzy event. We'll get into that in a minute. But the headline turns out not to be what happened at the event, it's what happened after.
Right. As their spokesperson describes it, and as we have confirmed with independent sources, that there was a harrowing, in fact, they say near catastrophic 2-hour chase around New York City, paparazzi chasing them. And it all started right here. This is around 10 p.m. as they left the Ziegfeld Theater and they got into their SUV. Well, what happened once they got in that SUV is a chase that at times got up to speeds of 80 miles per hour. And I know you may be thinking, where in New York City are you going to drive 80 miles per hour?
That would be the FDR.
The FDR Drive on the east side of Manhattan. They were doing 80, trying to shake photographers who were chasing them.
And they were right on their tail.
Yeah, and they had, this was not just Harry and Meghan in their single SUV. They actually had an entourage that, it's clear that they anticipated some of this.
Clearly, they were in an SUV. There were 2 security SUVs that were tailing them, and then there was a 4th SUV that eventually was used to try and block traffic to thwart the paparazzi that were following them.
Right.
Now, they say that pedestrians were almost hit, cars were almost hit, a couple of police officers almost
were involved,
hit.
right?
So I know this sounds crazy, but we have confirmed, like Charles said, that this really did last 2 hours. So there were times when they went to various police stations trying to get some help, or
trying to get help, or trying to
get
shake
cover.
the paparazzi. So the video we're about to show you, this is them almost an hour and a half after leaving the theater. They've been in this chase. They've been on the FDR going 80 miles per hour. And now they've gone back to a police precinct, and they get into a yellow cab. They get out of their SUV. They get into a yellow cab.
And it's to shake the paparazzi. They're figuring nobody would think they'd get in the yellow cab, so they get in at the police station and drive away, and they're thinking we're going to shake the paparazzi.
But
that did not
clearly,
happen.
you can see the paparazzi knew they were there. That's their security guard, who gets out of the front seat and is trying to get the photographers to back up.
You can see the thinking behind getting in a yellow cab. It might blend in more with all of the other yellow cabs in New York City, so they could sort of make a hasty retreat and lose the paps, but it didn't work at all. And this does sound absolutely harrowing. People driving the wrong way, apparently cars getting up on sidewalks. And for Harry, this has to be traumatizing because his mother was killed during a pap chase in Paris in 1997 when he was just 12 years old. So all those memories had to come flooding back when he's in the car.
So this cab that left that police station kind of circled, apparently, and then came back, I don't know, 15 minutes later.
10, 15 minutes later, goes back to the precinct. They get out of the cab.
And got back in the SUV that they were in originally, because I'm guessing here they didn't want the cab driver to
be
try
involved
and well, also they don't know how good of a driver he is.
Yeah. And by the way, the cab driver himself might have been like, I don't want any part of this. I didn't know that there was a chase going on.
Right.
So they
came back to the precinct, got in an SUV, and this lasted until midnight. Now, a lot of people have kind of suggested or wondered, why didn't they just go to the place where they were going to stay? Well, the answer we got was they didn't want bedlam at that place. They were staying at a friend's house.
Right, staying at a friend's house, private residence, and they had the photographers following them at that point. They just didn't want to bring all of that chaos to their friend, and so they made the decision to drive around until it all died down. And
so their people issued this statement.
Last night, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Ms. Ragland, because Meghan's mom was there, were involved in a near catastrophic car chase at the hands of a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi. This relentless pursuit, lasting over 2 hours, resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD officers. While being a public figure comes with a level of interest from the public, it should never come at the cost of anyone's safety. So, yeah, I got to imagine once we got the information about them being on the FDR and doing 80 miles an hour,
it all made sense.
That is the moment where Harry's got to think, this is what happened to my mother.
This is what happened to my mother.
Because they were speeding through that tunnel in Paris, trying to avoid the paparazzi.
So you got to wonder, and this is something we talked about today in our morning meeting, that, why this and not when, say, Kim Kardashian or just the other day, we showed you Taylor Swift coming out of a recording studio at 2 a.m. and there were all these paparazzi there, but they stayed. And there's a difference.
I think the big difference here, and Charles pointed this out, is the rarity of the occasion.
Right.
I mean, these are the royals in New York. You don't see them all the time. Kim goes back and forth between New York, so those photos are somewhat less valuable, for lack of a better word, even given how famous she is. You don't see Meghan and Harry out all that often in New York, so those photos can be very, very valuable.
It's interesting, too.
And particularly overseas.
And
that's what all those photographers were thinking, but that's not a justification for what went on there last night.
And, they are in Southern California. That's where they live. They live in Montecito. They've been coming to L.A. on a fairly regular basis these days.
Right.
It hasn't happened in L.A. either.
Right.
But I think part of that is that they are here, and I guess people kind of acclimate to that. And for whatever reason, because we thought when we first heard about this morning, we thought the paparazzi would probably try and tell a different story. They didn't. They told the same story that Harry and Meghan told us.
Hello everyone, forget the fancy texts. Let's talk like normal people. You know what this feels like? That moment when someone's been warning the group chat for years and everybody just keep replying with memes. Then one day, boom, it actually happens. Now the chat is quiet. No jokes, no you are overdoing it, just scene ticks. That's the situation here. You got Prince Harry and Meghan basically saying, yo, this press stuff, it's not normal. It's dangerous. And the public response for years was basically, lol, relax. Now TMZ of all people steps in like, no, this one is actually serious. And suddenly everybody develops amnesia. No apologies, no my bad, just vibes and silence. That's what regular people clock immediately in this story. Not the incident itself. We've seen chaos before. It's the switch up. Humans hate being wrong. So instead of saying yes, we messed up, they just disappear. Ghost mode. Now, let's bring this down to street level. This isn't even about royalty at this point. Strip the titles away. It's just a man, his wife, trying to get home without turning into a news story. That's it. And anyone who has ever tried to protect their family, you get it instantly. You don't negotiate with danger. You don't say, let's weigh the PR angle. No, you move fast. You get everybody safe. End of discussion. And the Doria part, that's the part that should have shut everybody up immediately. Because once a mom or grandma is in the mix, the energy changes. This is no longer celebrity drama. This is everybody buckle up and get inside. Basic human instinct. But no, people still wanted to debate it like it's a football match. Was it really that bad? Bro, if someone is telling you they felt unsafe while being chased by paparazzis, maybe start there. And don't even get me started on the why would they lie crowd. Lie for what exactly? More stress, more headlines, more strangers yelling at them online. That's like saying, I'm gonna fake a house fire so I can enjoy talking to firefighters. Let's be serious for a second. Nobody signs up for danger as a hobby. And that's the part people don't like hearing. We play a role in this mess. Every click, every share, let me just see what happened real quick. That's fuel. That's the demand. That's why cameras don't stop. You can blame the paparazzis all day, but if nobody watched, half of this nonsense dies tomorrow. Now, let's zoom in back to Prince Harry for a second. People love mocking him for bringing up Princess Diana. Like he's stuck in the past. Yeah, no kidding, because his past did not end nicely. It ended up in a tunnel with flashing lights and sirens. So, when he sees even a hint of the same energy, his brain is not going, oh, this is different. It's going, not again. That's not drama. That's muscle memory from trauma. And honestly, any regular person would react the same way Prince Harry reacts. You burn your hand once, you don't casually touch the stove again just to prove you're chill. Let's be real. If things had gone wrong that night, the same people clowning them would be online typing, this is heartbreaking. We need to do better as a society. Or now we need to do better. After ignoring the warnings like 10 seasons straight, miss me with that. End of the day, this is not about fame. It's about how quick people are to dismiss someone until reality punches through the noise. And when it does, suddenly everybody goes quiet, acting like they were never laughing in the first place. Let's stop pretending this is some classy media industry thing. This is hustle culture, but make it creepy. You got photographers moving like this might be the last pic ever. Bro, what kind of mindset is that? That's not journalism, that's a horror movie with cameras. Imagine a Buddha guy in Nairobi saying, yes, I drive like this because this might be my passenger's last ride ever. You jump off that bike immediately. No debate, no panel discussion. But slap a long lens on it and suddenly it's part of the business? No, miss me with that. And the wildest part, the same system acting shocked. We don't support dangerous behavior. Meanwhile, they're refreshing their inbox like, did you get the shot though? Be serious. It's like someone lighting a fire then standing there with a bottle of water like, wow, who could have done this? Sir, your fingerprints are on the march. And regular people, we're not stupid anymore. We see the game, we see the manipulation, we see the gaslighting. Tabloids say you are just reporting, but they're also paying, publishing, promoting, clicking upload, while the engine is still hot from the chase. That's not observing, that's participating. And don't think this only affects celebrities. That's the trick. Today it's Meghan Sussex getting chased. Tomorrow it's some random person going viral for the worst moment of their life. Same energy, different target. Internet does not care. Content is content. That last photo mindset, it trickles down. People filming accidents instead of helping. People shoving phones in faces during breakdowns. Everybody chasing that one clip that blows up. We've all seen it. Don't act brand new. And yes, the UK press will sit there like we have standards. Standards where? Because from the outside it looks like if it sells, it ships. Simple. People love acting confused about why Prince Harry is on the edge. Like he just woke up one day and it was paranoia. No, he grew up watching this machine up close. Front row seat, no subtitles needed. And we all know how that story ended for Princess Diana. So when he moves like, no, this is not safe, maybe, just maybe, he knows what he's talking about. What really gets me is how normal this has become. Like people just shrug, yeah, paparazzi are wild, lol. Lol? We are talking about cars chasing for pictures. That's GTA behavior, not celebrity coverage. If regular people did that, it's charges, court dates, maybe jail. But here, it's just a normal Tuesday. And the audience, they're not innocent either. Every time we click like, let me just see what happened, we're basically tipping the system. Here's some engagement to keep going. So yes, they'll deny it all day because admitting it means admitting the whole thing is built on chaos. And nobody making money off chaos wants to shut it down. End of the day, this whole story isn't complicated. It's people risking lives for pictures, other people cashing in on those pictures, and everyone acting confused about why it keeps on happening. You want the real fix? Make dangerous content worthless. Watch how fast the madness dries up. But until then, engines running, cameras flashing, same script, different day. Let's talk about how this whole situation really works in real life. You ever notice how the internet picks a main character to hate every few months? One week it's someone random, the next week it's somebody else. Everybody piles on, jokes, memes, threads, think pieces. It's funny until it's not. That's basically what happened with Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex, just stretched out for years like a never-ending season. At first people are like, I don't like them. Cool, normal. Then it turns to, everything they do is annoying. Okay, we're getting weird. Then it upgrades to, yeah, whatever happens to them, kinda their fault. War, now we're in dangerous territory. Because once your brain gets comfortable seeing someone as the problem, you stop reacting properly when something bad actually happens to them. It's like your empathy app just crashes. No loading, no updates, nothing. So when you hear they were being chased, instead of going, wait, that's scary, people go, sounds like them. That right there, that's the problem. And regular people know this feeling. Don't act like this is some royal only issue. We've all seen it in smaller ways. School, workplaces, even family groups. One person gets labeled difficult. After that, everything they say gets filtered through that label. They could say, hey, something is wrong. And people respond like, here they go again. Then one day, turns out something really was wrong. Now everybody's quiet, looking at the floor, avoiding eye contact. Same script, different cast. What's scary is how easy it is to train people to stop caring. You don't need one big lie. You just need 1,000 small digs. Headline today, joke tomorrow, sarcastic comment the next day, drip, drip, drip. Before you know it, the audience isn't seeing humans anymore. They're watching characters. And characters don't feel pain. Characters are there for entertainment. So when real danger shows up, people react like it's just another episode. Interesting plot twist. Plot twist? These are actual human beings. And yes, the media plays a huge role. Let's not sugarcoat it. If you feed people negativity long enough, they start craving it, like junk food. Tastes good, bad for your brain. Then when something serious happens, empathy feels inconvenient. Too much effort, easier to joke, easier to scroll, and that's how you end up with people laughing at situations that should make you uncomfortable as a person. Not because they're evil, because they've been conditioned slowly, consistently, and on repeat. That's the part that should worry a lot of regular people, because today it's Meghan Sussex, tomorrow it's someone at your job, next week it's you in some group chat getting cooked for something out of context. Same formula: label, repeat, exaggerate, normalize, detach. By the time something real happens, people don't see you anymore. They see the version of you they've been fed. And once that switch flips, people can watch you go through something serious and feel nothing, or worse, feel like you had it coming. That's the ugly truth here. So when you see situations like this, it's not just a celebrity gossip thing, it's a preview of how easily empathy can get switched off in real time. And once it's off, good luck turning it back on. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this podcast. I'm your host, Miles. I really hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share videos with to friends, family, and relatives. I'll catch you in the next episode, and may God bless you for supporting this channel. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Love you all, and goodbye. Stay woke.